feeling miserable at the moment. Not really sure if it's because of my job, because of my health, or just my low self-esteem. Then again, is it really low self-esteem? It's just me acknowledging reality. Then again, I can't really bitch about anything, all things considered. I actually have a really good life. I mean, my job really isn't that bad. I mean, we all work stressful jobs. I mean, there's people out there that do much more stressful jobs than what I do. I'm just annoyed with certain things, with conditions of the work, as well as just hours, and some of the people I work with are assholes. I mean, granted, I know I joke about being an asshole, and heck, I know I'm not exactly very charismatic, though I at least try really hard IRL. But, you know, here I don't have to bother with that. I can just relax and talk about whatever comes to mind. I don't have to worry about dealing with the constraints of society and having to, like, smile and be friendly. Which, in general, I mean, I like being nice to people. I like being polite to people. It's like, it's hard for me to be rude to people. Hell, I'll nod and be polite to people. Like, you know, like I remember a decade back, I hurt my neck at one point, and I would still do it subconsciously while walking Walmart. It hurt every time. Heck, I'll do it to animals. Granted, I'll talk to stuffed animals, and I'll be polite to them. Granted, there are people that piss me off. There's sometimes in society, like, I have gone off on people. Hell, there was this one dude. Nothing against the Marines. The Marines are really cool. It was just this one guy was an asshole. And he was just, let's be honest, in every way imaginable, the guy could have kicked my ass. Hold on. I'm spitting up mucus for some reason. Don't know why. Don't think I'm getting COVID. I at least know how that feels. So I just, for some reason, had mucus in my throat. I don't fucking know why. Maybe it's just the weather changing. I don't know. Sinuses? We'll go with sinuses. Everyone's gotta love this. Like, oh, what's this intro? It's Lunar D8 bitching. But yeah, like I said, I got an argument with that one guy. Like, I went off. I screamed, yelled in his face. Though he deserved it. Dude could have easily killed me, beat the shit out of me. There's no way I could have possibly won that fight. But the guy crossed a few lines that just absolutely unacceptable. Which, any of the people that know me IRL were very surprised that even happened, just because most people would basically describe me as a fucking pussy. Just because I don't like yelling at people. Like, there's times I've had to be a manager at a restaurant, and I've had to yell at people, both customers and employees. And I didn't like the way it felt. But, you know, sometimes you have to do that, especially if there's drunk people coming in, starting shit. It's just like, in general, I try to avoid conflict. One, because I don't like it. I mean, I'll yell and scream at a fucking video game. But for the most part, I try to live my life as a pacifist. But I think video games are a good way of people, you know, dealing with the stress. And just, like, playing Mortal Kombat or Grand Theft Auto is not going to make you a violent person. If you're going to do something to hurt somebody IRL, then that was something completely outside of video games. There was something else, you know, going on. You know, but it's just like, fuck. But I think video games are a good way to just have an outlet of stuff. It's like, yeah, you're yelling at a video game. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's pixels. You know, it's a good way to find a way to vent anger and frustration. Video games do not cause violence. That's like saying anime causes virginity. You know, that's not how that works. It's not like you can say to someone, oh, you'd have a girlfriend if you didn't watch anime. Like, no, that's not how that works. Video games and anime, like, violent video games do not cause violence IRL. Hell, remember, Socrates in the past said, you know, Grand Theft Auto and Mortal Kombat were great video games. You're like, what the fuck? I'm just saying, if you look back at the philosophy of the Greeks, especially Socrates, they were going with that it's good for people to do things like archery and swinging their sword and stuff with like straw dummies and things like that. One, they saw it as good exercise. It's like a punching bag. Beating the shit out of a punching bag isn't going to mean that you're going to hurt somebody RL. It means that you're going to be healthier physically, provided that you do it in a safe way. I mean, there are people that overdo the punching bag and will hurt themselves. Hey, at one point I was doing Minecraft before Minecraft was a thing. You know, I couldn't afford a punching bag. I was younger, so I just used my camping pad, foam pad, wrap it around a tree and some bungee cords, which again I would not recommend. It was not an adequate substitution for a punching bag. But then again, it's like so many mix of things that are annoying. Shit. I just want to bitch. So, this intro is just me bitching. So, welcome to the Let's Play channel. This video is just Lunar D8 bitching. And really, I don't have any right to bitch, because there are people that have far worse lives in every way. But it's just like, the only reason I go to my job is because it pays my rent. And I don't mind working, it's just lots of things going on with it that are that aggravate me. And then, of course, just physical things, between eventually going to have that damn surgery. In the meantime, I'm fine just yelling cuss words and pain as I piss in my fucking toilet. Though when I pee at work, I have to like try to not express pain in an out loud verbal way. Parts of my lower back hurt, and I'm like, I don't know if it's just my back muscles, my bones, or my fucking kidneys. It's just, my knees hurt, I have a headache, my teeth hurt, my shoulder blades hurt, my shoulders hurt, my knees hurt, the things connected to my knees hurt, my feet hurt. I'm tired. It's just, I'm exhausted, I'm stressed, my head hurts, I feel confused half the time, to where it's just like, it's hard for me to just, I don't fucking know how to describe it. Just feel fucking out of it. Physically and emotionally and mentally. Just like, it's just aggravated, pissed, stressed about so much shit. But that's normal, that's life. Everybody out there feels that way about shit. That's the thing, I mean, that's just like, and I do prefer being nice to people. I like the idea of trying to be sociable, though the mix of anxiety and paranoia, stress and anger, and I'll be honest, physical pain makes me feel like I want to be less sociable with people. It makes me feel like I want to have it makes me feel like I have a much shorter temper, but I still hide it, because it's just no sense yelling at people or going off on people over something that's not their fucking fault. Then again, there's times I'm dealing with people that are being assholes, dumbasses, or they're just, I don't know, they're acting fucking self-righteous, talking down to me, being condescending. And it's a mix of sometimes the issue of people at work, or people in other places, IRL. And it's just like, I'm not doing shit to you. Why are you talking shit to me? I didn't do anything to you. I'm just getting through the day, and you're starting shit with me. I'm like, I'm too tired to even want to deal with this shit. I don't know, I'm just... Fuck. But like I said, really, I can't complain about my job. I mean, I've worked worse places. It's just... There are things that going on that do piss me off. But then again, I mean, I'm sure any place I work at, I mean, all the jobs I've been at, there's been certain things to deal with that are just... that have pissed me off at those places, too. All in all, like I said, job pays okay. I can pay my rent, and I can buy video games, and I can get food, and pay for gas for the car and everything, so really, I can't really complain. It pays the bills I have to pay. It's just, I'm stressed out, exhausted. I have numerous psychological issues that I'm trying to work with and deal with. You know, I'm trying. But it'd be a lie to say I wasn't fucking struggling with the shit. But that's just like, it's not even just like one major issue. It's multiple different issues from multiple things that have happened recurringly that have just... And then of course there's just the way certain people are. Real life in modern, current, present times. Like I said, I really can't complain. I can pay my rent. The job's not that bad. And health-wise, I mean, every day you're still alive is awesome. And again, there's people that have much worse health conditions. There's people that are much more pain. There's people that have got more issues. A lot of my stuff's just like, oh no, I'm stressed about having to have a surgery that's I don't want to do because everything about it's going to be horrible. It's going to be painful and I'm not going to like it. Also, parts of me are sore and I'm in pain from stuff. But everybody's in pain. That's fucking life. I should fucking get over it and stop being a bitch. Like, oh wow, you're in pain. Ow. Just take a fucking Tylenol. And psychological stuff, I mean, it's just... I'll be honest, I'm trying not to be fucked up in the head, but it's a work in progress. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. I'm sorry I'm shit at just being normal. And it's like I said, as far as self-esteem, I mean, really, is it really self-bad? Is it really low self-esteem if it's just me acknowledging reality? I'm ugly as shit. I'm fat. I can't build muscle with this shit. I'm just tired all the fucking time. It's like I've described, like my profile picture is Guitar DBZ Dragon Ball Z Fusion of Sailor Moon and Yu Hakusho, Yusuke Urameshi. Though I found the picture somewhere on Google, I can't even fucking remember how or where I found it. And then, then I got what? Oh yeah, I describe like my. If we're gonna like describe my personality, you can think of me as a Dragon Ball Z Batara fusion of Krona from Soul Eater and Vash the Stampede from Trigun. Or heck, you can think of me as the Dragon Ball Z Batara fusion of Astolfo and Jack Hanma. Though physically, I look like the Dragon Ball Z Batara fusion of Skeletor and Cthulhu. Though if you look at my face, it looks like I'm dying of the fucking plague. I've got fucking giant ass bags under my eyes. I look like I'm tired and about to pass out all the time. Heck, people think I'm stoned. I've never smoked weed or any of that shit. I've never smoked anything. I've never done any illicit drugs. And yet, people will look at me and they think I'm stoned. I mean, granted, I don't see anything wrong with people smoking weed. I just feel like I feel like if marijuana should just be the same laws as alcohol. Like, I don't think anyone should be driving down the fucking freeway or operating a bulldozer with weed. You know? I think it just have the same laws. Like, you should be 21, and you can just buy it at a fucking Walmart next to the bottles of, like, Bud Light or whatever. You know? Use responsibly. I don't know, like, what would be considered the legal limit for weed. Would there be such a thing? I don't know. How would you even, you know, would a breathalyzer thing work with weed? I don't know. I don't know shit about weed. I know about it. I've never used it. All I can say is it really doesn't seem like a thing that would be that dangerous. So why don't we just have a constitutional amendment making marijuana legal, but just saying that, you know, we apply the same laws as alcohol. You know, be 21. Don't smoke weed and drive down the damn freeway or operate heavy machinery or shit. But yeah, just that's one stance I have with that. Is just that it's like I enjoy violent movies like Hellraiser and Nightmare on Elm Street and Saw, but IRL, if somebody's actually bleeding, I'm gonna get them bandages and try to help them. Heck, if you were describing it as a Danganronpa character, I'd be like Mikan from Danganronpa 2. That's basically who I'd be as personality-wise. Like, I'm very clumsy, but I'm going to want to try to help people. Heck, at one point I considered being a doctor when I was younger, but one, that would have been way too expensive. I would have never been able to afford that college. Two, and here's the main thing, I tend to get stressed easily, and then my hands will shake, and I'm like, I can't really do stuff like that and be able to, like, cut a stable line. Plus, the big thing is this. I'd be so worried that, what if I fuck up and the person gets hurt? Because that's one thing I feel like is very important to the Hippocratic Oath. That, you know, doctors should try to aim to do no harm. That should be the main goal, that, you know, you're there to help people. Now, of course, I understand sometimes things go wrong in surgeries, or sometimes you don't understand that this person had this other thing going on in their body and this medication interacted with it and you had no way of knowing. I mean, I understand that the medical professions is extremely complicated. And that's the main thing. It's just that I considered the idea of being a doctor or some other stuff when I was younger, and I decided against it just because I was like, one, there's no way I can afford the college and that, but two, it was like, I'd be worried I'd fuck up. I mean, if I made a mistake, somebody could die. I mean, on the one hand, I want to help people. On the other hand, if I make a mistake, somebody would get hurt. And it's just the idea of being responsible, that somebody else getting hurt would be my fault in any way. That would just... I mean, one, the worry of possibly fucking up and screwing somebody's life up, that's too much. But even then, imagine if I was a doctor and I did my very best and then I screwed up in some way and that person's life was fucked up because I made a mistake. Or even then, sometimes it might be a thing a doctor's doing stuff and it's just, like, there's times where people will die during surgery and the doctor did nothing wrong. It's just unavoidable. And that sounds horrible for everybody involved. Heck, like I said, I'm concerned about that surgery. One, because of where it is. I'd rather they be cutting my arm open and giving me a fucking cyborg arm than having to cut me open, you know, in regard to my internal organs in that sensitive area. But I kind of, like I said, don't really have a choice. Eventually have to have the surgery or I die, so. But then again, I could just die during the surgery. Either way, and I need to be able to work, you know, at least I can get money for rent from, you know, medical leave. Granted, it's going to be less than my normal wages, but at least it'd be enough to, you know, pay rent. Otherwise, you know, it'd be kind of a pain in the ass to get kicked out on the curb, evicted from my Wear the fucking catheter up my dick. This is gonna fucking suck so much. And like I said, if I can, the day of the surgery, as soon as I get home, I'm going to stream if I can. Though I might be too drugged up and in too much pain. And it's just like, I'm stressed about that. I'm stressed about the way my body feels. I mean, just standing at work, I'm like, okay, my chest hurts, my head hurts, my knees hurt, my back hurts. I'm exhausted. I just want to lay down. It's like the balancing act. How much fucking Red Bull do I have to pour down my fucking throat so I feel better? I just feel tired all the time. Granted, it would just help if I slept more too, but even that, I don't really sleep while I wake up all the time. Like I said, I can't really complain about my job. It's not that bad. It's just, I'm just not happy with what I do. But then again, I'm sure no one's happy with their jobs. I mean, we do our jobs because, you know, I like having a place to live, and I like being able to fuel my KFC addiction. I think I got some Mountain Dew here. It's getting flat. I want some Pepsi. Fuck. But it's just... Then, of course, I'm stressed out about other things. I mean, I'm stressed out about, you know, family stuff. I'm stressed out about bills. I'm stressed out about just other people I gotta deal with IRL. Then, of course, so on the one hand, anxious and nervous about people because, you know, bad experiences. On the other hand, crippling loneliness. It's like, Then, of course, there's the issue of relationships. Like, but then again, at this point, I've been alone for years and years at this point. I'm not even sure how the fuck things would go if I actually did get back into a relationship again. Then again, part of me's paranoid about how the person would be. Been with people that turned out to be, you know, bad people. Though I would say, in general, I've had healthy relationships. Though those ended with because just silly reason. Heck, at one point, it's just. But then again, that's this way all relationships. We all have those sort of situations. That's just life. Heck, you guys want in the comments. Talk to me about, you know, if there's stuff with relationships or breakups or I don't know, any of that stuff that went on that stresses you out. Or how are you guys' jobs? Let me know like what you guys do for a living if you want, or at least as much information about your job you feel comfortable sharing. Or if there's something at your job that stresses you out. Like I said, I mean, on the one hand, my job stresses me out. On the other hand, I'd be more stressed out not having a place to live. So, you know, it's nice to be able to pay rent, be able to like go to malls and buy hentai. But it's just like, fuck. It's just... And then of course, like I said, just... I got other stuff that tends to be on my mind even when I'm working, and it's just... Even thinking about stuff that happened 20 plus years ago, and it just keeps... And of course, then there's the way people are modern times, just... Then of course, there's concerns about when it comes to relationships. I mean, just... One, being with someone again, you're worried about, you know, is the other person going to wind up cheating on you? Are they just going to get bored of you? Are they going to be abusive and violent? Or are they going to wind up doing something else that's fucked up? To the point that by being involved with somebody, you know, you're just getting exposed to a dangerous situation. It's like, I don't know, I don't want any part of that. Then the other end of the mind, it's like, okay, being bisexual is like, and like I said, in general, I'd say a lot of guys not really into. Sorry. Oh, okay, that was a piece of string. I thought there was a spider crawling my arm. No, piece of string. But I think the biggest thing with that is, one, I'd still be nervous as fuck about relationships, whether I got with somebody that was trans or a... I guess the best way to describe it is femboy. Like, granted, I'm still talking to people in their early 20s, but it's just, I kind of feel like that's a better way of saying twink, because I feel that's, you know, sometimes people use that as a kind of hateful term, and even then, that's kind of too defining. Then again, it's kind of that thing in modern time. Like, I think everyone tries to separate things into groups and have terms and stuff for everything. At the end of the day, it's like, why does it fucking matter? We're all just people. Hell, take my fucking intro. Dice of all alignments. One, it's, you know, alignments like Dungeons and Dragons. You know, lawful, evil, chaotic, good, whatever. Then, of course, there's the orange and blue morality thing, TV tropes. You know, are you lawful bacon or chaotic necktie? Like, putting a Z-axis on there. You know, it's a joke idea, but TV tropes is full of... Like, TV tropes is one of those, you know, sites that's just, you will never run out of stuff to read. And the amount of links and references, it's one of those things that you would not be able to visualize. Like, it'd be like it's like, could you imagine trying to draw a diagram showing where every reference leads to another? But it's cool just to read the stuff. I like reading things. But it's just alignments. Like, you know, everybody should be able to get along, regardless of what race or ethnicity or country you're from, or what religion you are, or what sexuality you are. Whether, you know, you're straight, gay, bi, you know, any of those things. I'm not, like, then again, like I said, there's like 30 different terms for all this stuff. And I don't even know what most of them mean. Like, I feel confused about that stuff. Then again, I'm confused about me. I don't even know what my own feelings and thoughts and stuff are. You know, I'm a random crazy guy who works at a factory who is tired and exhausted and feels like shit all the time, who's stressed out of his mind, who talks to himself, and is just... I don't understand myself. I don't understand my own thoughts. I don't understand my own feelings. I'm trying to, but I'm confused as fuck. But I'm getting there. Same way I'm working on things, I am trying to get better. Hell, like I said, this is mainly a Let's Play channel, where I try to have a bit of comedy, but also I do random other bullshit, like singing karaoke. I suck at singing, but I enjoy singing. I want other people to feel encouraged to also sing karaoke, because at the very least, I don't think you can do any worse singing than me. Same way, you know, I've come to terms with, I'm a cringy-ass person. Like, I talk about random bullshit, and I am probably an annoying and boring-ass person to listen to. Two things you would think would not be able to coexist, but that's the coexistence that I am. I am both boring and annoying. So, yeah. But that's the main thing I want to try to, like, stress to other people. Like, I am cringy and cursed. I talk about cursed shit. I talk about cringy shit. My feelings are cringy as fuck. My thoughts are cursed. But it makes me feel better to talk about them. So, I want to try to encourage other people that might be feeling depressed, or however you want to describe that, to say, hey, express your feelings. As long as you're not doing anything to hurt yourself or hurt anybody else, that's good. I want to try to encourage people to focus on being nicer to themselves, you know, treat themselves better, love themselves, to get along with each other. Hell, that's another thing. Like I said, dice of all lemons. There's people out there, like, everyone wants to be all pissed and angry at each other. It's just like, what the fuck? We're all people. If I'm gonna hate someone, I'm gonna hate you because you're a fucking asshole, or because you're annoying me, or because you're talking shit to me, or because you're insulting me. Hell, for the most part, I'm very much pro-free speech. But I kind of feel like I want everyone to voice their opinions, but I want them to do it civilly. Like, everyone should be able to talk to each other, have an open discussion, with, not yelling at each other, talking to each other respectfully, not insulting each other, not calling each other names, not threatening people, not trying to hurt people. Like, I want people to be able to talk about whatever, but I want them to all be nice to each other. But apparently I don't think that's how reality works. Because, we see it on the news all the time. And I'm like, shit. Hell, there's some shit on the news that happens and you're like, that is depressing as fuck. And you see the things some people do to each other and you're like, how could somebody do that? And that's coming from me. I'm the cringiest fucking person on the internet. I try to do unrehearsed creepypasta narrations. And I have listened to a lot of creepypastas by like Mr. Creepypasta, stuff like that. Some really fucked up stories. And also, I've seen a lot of stuff news, seen a lot of fucked up movies, played a lot of violent video games. And yet there's stuff I see in the news as things that people do. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's depressing. Even more so than just my normal depressed, baseline level. Hell, I know at one point I tried, I was going to do, a little meme reactions or some shit. It was, I think Noah Get the Boat or something, or some sort of Reddit thing. I think I did, 10 or 12 of those at one point. Though, of course, I do a shit job trying to edit fucking anything. I can't edit, I can't do shit. But it's just I was expecting just silly bullshit about cartoon characters. Instead, we get real-world headlines of actual fucking things that are happening in other countries, and I'm just reading it, and every line that goes by, the story gets worse. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is horrible. How could somebody do something like that to someone? And then at the moment where I'm like, oh, this is already really fucked up. How could anyone ever do that? The next line makes it worse. And I'm like, how did it get worse? And the next line, it gets worse. I'm like, oh my god. Fuck. Hell, there's some of those stuff. I'm reading that and I'm trying to make a funny video. I'm like, yes, we're going to have silly little comics about Garfield and making inappropriate sexual humor. And instead we get fucking war crimes and shit. And I'm like, I want to puke. I'd be reading this shit, and I'm like, I feel sick to my stomach. I feel the urge to vomit. I feel very unwell. And it's just like, fuck. I don't know what It's like, okay, we got a little off topic. I don't even know what the topic was. My low self-esteem or some shit? I don't know, Orc. Oh, yeah. Basically me just feeling like shit, just life, and me wanting to bitch. But it's just like, fuck. But it's just, it makes me feel better talking about it. Granted, most videos I think I'll avoid talking about shit, just because, I want to try to be cheerful and happy, and make videos where I'm not depressed and they can be all happy and shit. But it's just like, I feel like shit, physically and emotionally. And of course, there's conflicting information about the way things people say and do. And like I said, the whole buy thing, I mean, if I were to be open about that, honestly, I feel concerned that people IRL in the city I live in even would actually wind up turning violent over that. I actually expect people would try to hurt me. If I were to try to be openly bi and, date a guy or date a trans individual. I feel like people would try to hurt me. Then again, like I said, I got shit kicked out of me a lot in school, and hell, there were a lot of times where, granted, they called me everything. I got called retard, I got called faggot, I got called so many other things. And the funny thing is, at that point, I consider myself 100% straight, and I really didn't think about that sort of stuff. I mainly just thought just about girls. was just... As I got older, I started more and more... And like I said, I really got more so introduced to the idea initially from the anime or hentai Bible Black and stuff like Futanari, and just sort of went from there and started considering more and more about how do I actually feel about things? And how do I actually feel? But yeah, it's just, I expect a lot of people would actually be outright violent to me. I would actually, but then again, that's a bit of paranoia. I mean, I'll be honest. When it comes to surgery, I worry about certain things like, what if I wake up during the surgery and I'm paralyzed and I can feel all the pain? What if I try jogging after the surgery and my body splits back open and then my intestines fall out behind me? And what if I'm on a treadmill? My intestines just start wrapping around the treadmill. Is it inappropriate to try to go to a gym and try to use a bench press with the catheter sticking out of your dick and you have your little bag of piss? Like, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that. Plus, I don't think the human body would be okay with me trying to exert that much force. Then again, I have several hernias, which I'm just going to ignore forever. Because the hernia surgeries themselves would even be more dangerous than anything else. Plus, I've heard a lot of really bad horror stories with that, and I'm like, I'm kind of probably better off just ignoring the hernias unless they become life-threatening. Like the other issues. Fuck. Fuck you, body! Work better! Son of a bitch! Why can't I be athletic? That's another thing, like, my fucking bench press never gets any better. Like, look at fucking Lunar D8. It is 8 fucking reps of 135 pounds. My body refuses to get fucking stronger. Then again, there's not really a point to try to bench a whole lot, because even if I could, you know, I'd have to quit for the surgery anyway. Fuck. But yeah, like I said, when it comes to the whole being open about body thing, like I said, just one, I don't expect people to be accepting of that, and I expect people to actually be violent and try to hurt me. Then again, me being called that R word, I mean, I at least say back then I wasn't dumb. I took IQ tests, and at that point it was at least 132. I was able to do calculus, physics, chemistry, all that shit. Had 4.0, graduated with honors in school. High school, but... One, that was forever ago. I think you lose brain cells as you age. Then again, with the amount of concussions I've had, the swelling of the brain, the meningitis / encephalitis of the brain and spine... Again, the concussions probably did not help. Then again, it's just part of me would just be scared to take my fucking IQ test now. Like, oh, this is how much dumber I am now. Like, It's more so I remind myself of that one test score to like sort of cheer myself up between feeling that, hey, I just work in a factory. I am basically a failure in life because everybody seems to want to remind me of that. Of that, hey, you don't make that much money. You spend all this time working, not just a full-time job, but you work overtime, and it still doesn't pay that much. And you hate your job, and it's not much else you really do. It's like, you haven't really succeeded at anything. And it's like, no, guys are dicks. So sometimes I remind myself, like, yeah, I could actually do that stuff back then. Well, could I do it now? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe if I went back to school and actually focused on stuff. But at that point, that would cost money. And even then, what would I gain out of it? It wouldn't benefit me. I don't know. I'm just sort of talking shit at this point. Like, hey, I did stuff in the past. I'm not a complete failure. Yay! Ish. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, that's... yeah. Anyway, let's play a video game. And I said... video games are fun. I like video games. Even video games like Super Meat Boy. Yeah, it's still... it's nice to have a little... it's nice to have like some games that are a challenge and you rise to meet that challenge. And other video games are just... you fuck around and just do whatever. Like, it's not challenging. You're just chilled out, relaxed. Like, yep, playing me some Grand Theft Auto. We're not fuck the missions. We're just driving down the sidewalk, up a ramp and into a cloud. And now we're using this tank as a jet. Like, that doesn't fucking matter. We're just chilling. Heck, a lot of video games, like, we play for the story. Because, yes, awesome RPG story. Saving the princess from the dragon. Or... it's just escapism, like, okay, how can I not have to focus on the real world and just be in this fantasy land of little slime creatures as I swing my Dragon Quest sword? This video game is just, we're just punching people. Okay, let's hop into the game. It's 41 minutes of me bitching. But yeah, oh, how do I... let's click this. But yeah, feel free to tell me in the comments. Whether it's your job, or relationships, or fears, worries, anything. You know, but if you are a little depressed, I would recommend one, talking about your feelings to somebody who actually cares about you. Like your family, or your friends, or your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, your husband, your wife. I don't know. Or, you know, play a video game, or sing some karaoke, or listen to some nightcore music, or take a nice hot shower and pretend you're a Vegeta. Or go to the gym, but just be careful with the gym, you know. You don't want to get hurt. And you don't overdo it. You don't want to make yourself miserable. You know, it should be supplementing your life, not taking over it. Just do what's healthy for you. It's just, I am not a good person to describe what counts as healthy. I'm just saying you should do whatever's healthy emotionally. I just don't know what the fuck that is. But just listen to some good music, like Nightcore. Like, listen to Nightcore music. Like Nightcore Linkin Park. That's pretty good. Hey, there's an Infected Mushroom song with, that's a cover of Linkin Park, Breaking the Habit. That's really awesome. I've shared it in some playlists. It's really cool. So play an instrument, draw, listen to music. Fuck your partner. Like, if you have a relationship partner, tell them that you love them and fuck them, I guess. I don't know. If you don't, then go for a walk and look at clouds and talk to birds. And then sit down and have a conversation with a squirrel. And then nod at that squirrel. And then look at a pond. I remember back then I had a little MP3 player. Cost $90. Had 45 songs on it. That's all the data it could hold. Anyway, single player. It's a story mode, right? I don't know what's going on. Where's story mode? Didn't I do that before? Here we go. Story mode. Can you unlock all 3 story... I don't... how? Let's... okay. Last time we played as... what the fuck is this? Have 100% shadow. Ending 3? Complete... so you're saying I have to play it on 3 difficulty? Okay! Okay, here's my concerns. You're telling me I beat it on hard? Ultra Combo Saber Wolf. Or is he just a what did... wait, but didn't I complete story mode then? Do I have to play on different difficulty? Do I have to click this? And specifically set out to do it? Whatever. Okay, who am I... ah, fuck. Ultra combo every opponent. Oh my god. How do I do these things? $1,600 experience. Sure.
Welcome.
Does not have a story mode. Why not? There's more people on this list than the other list. Okay, so we have... So the characters that don't have a story mode. Was that Cortana? No. So I played with you. It's all an extra story mode I've done. So impossible to kill is already dead. The armies of Aramea crashed upon the war golems of Babylon. Like water against mountains. Like this is a task not meant for mortals. Historicals. You might actually see her before she can see you. What's her name? Conra. Only one being ever faced death and virtue towards Conra's sorcery has no equal, but his true weapon is fierce. Scarecrow? Maya. Headstrong warrior with the will of steel in battle. Maya can always be found on the front lines charging with her daggers, temperance. Well, this is the character I was picking out of that, but it appears that there's only 8 that are picked at first. So why were those other people not part of that? They do have story. Why does everyone else... Why does Arbiter not have a story mode? That character looks familiar.
Hisako.
500 years ago, a village in Japan was attacked by bandits. A girl took up her dying father's naginata to defend the town. Her bravery inspired her people and saved the village. The girl, however, perished, but she did not leave. Today, her shrine has become a revered place. The locals say her spirit walks through the village, protecting them still. Her real name forgotten, they now call her Hisako, the Eternal Child. Arya wished to study life after death, what it is that makes the human spirit linger long after it should leave. Word reaches her of a spirit that haunts a Japanese village, and she arranges to have the village desecrated to draw the spirit out.
So basically, fuck around and find out. Gotcha. Try to take my shoes off. Sadira's attack. Oh, so it was the person I was actually thinking about playing as. I'm probably going to play both these people. That hits. Damn it.
Job real gurn pie.
Why am I taking such a... Stop hitting me so much.
Job real gurn pie.
Sadira.
Okay, ow. 5'1", threat level high, last known location Thailand. Leading the red eyes of wily assassins, Sadira has long observed fighters in previous tournaments ordered by the shadowy figure Nino's Arya. To prepare the way, she has chosen this moment to reveal her singular purpose to eliminate the former competitors.
Fight on!
ยินดีต้อนรับสู่เว็บของฉัน
That felt like it was leading up to something and then nothing happened. This is going badly. Stop. I almost won? How the fuck did I win with the skeleton? Stand up! Yay, I used some sort of power that felt underwhelming. I got an achievement! Okay. Yes, I am now more skillful. No. No. Ha.
Just a real darn pie.
Fight on!
Watch out. You might get cut.
Background looks pretty good. Ow.
Job real gurn pie.
Fight on! Now, before the the Herald of Gargus. Ready. Fight. Lock out. Extreme. Lock out.
Ow.
Job real Gurnpine.
Fight on.
You'll make a fine specimen.
Ready. Fight. Extreme. Lock out. Lock out. Lock out. Triple. Lock out.
Ow.
Insane combo.
I don't know what we did. What is happening?
Stage Ultra!
It's awesome. Put him in a book.
Vanished. Supreme victory.
It's awesome. I have no idea how I did that. But that was awesome. I want to look up on YouTube all the Supreme victories. So there's probably other stage victories you can do. I assume one for every stage? Ow! Well, this is terrible. I think it was something to do with doing the Yu-Gi-Oh! Shadow Realm attack, like this, but actually beating somebody with it. Still don't know how I'm doing that. I'm just button mashing. Stop! No, 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 no. Dick. Ah, I wanted to do whatever the super magical thing was.
Just real gurn pie.
I'll have to look this up on YouTube at some point. Ow! What a token! You're not Ryu!
Job real gurn pie.
Supreme victory!
Ah, I almost did a stage thing. Oh well, we won. Oh well.
Real Gurnpine.
Just, I want to see more stage victories.
Supreme victory.
Long ago, Sadira abandoned humanity to an ending quest for not being able to read fast enough. Allowed to Rhea, she has both. Banning her life lived in secret, she vows to extend her network of assassins into one blanket terrorize the entire globe. And maybe have slower fucking text! Why can we have a balance? It's like, oh, either too slow or too fast. So each victory gives me a piece of a mural. What? What is that 106% thing up there? Oh well, let's go and call it a video. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. Bye.